Hey everyone, welcome to Fight Talk Podcast with your boy, the What's Next kid here. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for today's podcast because it's always the best when you're on here with me. Because I love to talk, you know that very much so. And I'm always talking, I can't stop myself. But, anyways, today's podcast sponsored by Long Island Boxing Charities and Montauk Iced Tea right here, everybody. Now, I am on here with a jiu-jitsu guy, everybody. That's awesome, right? Now, introduce yourself to the fans.
My name's Hunter Hickman. I'm fighting out of Charleston, South Carolina with Charleston Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, the best gym in Charleston.
Now, tell them a little bit more about yourself. Tell them about some of your achievements in your sport.
I used to wrestle back in high school. I made it to state multiple times, and I won the last scrap, and won two matches in the bracket, and I have won two opens for ADCCs, and I plan on competing a bunch in the IBJJF scene this year.
So, do you have any up-and-coming matches or anything like that?
Besides the scrap match, not right now. I plan on competing in the Naga in Charlotte coming up in the first weekend of April.
Now, have you won Naga before?
I have won a few Nagas before, yeah.
I never won Naga. I competed in Naga. I got to the finals twice and never came in first.
Yeah. They gave a katana for the last one I won.
Yeah, yeah. I think I saw that they give a medal and then they give like a sword or something.
Yeah, they give out a sword. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So tell me, what's your goal right now in the sport?
So for my goal right now is I want to compete in jiu-jitsu for a little bit longer and then probably take my talents over to MMA, start fighting.
Okay. Now, how old are you?
I'm 20.
Uh, So when you get to MMA, what's your goal? You want to be a champion?
Yeah, hopefully, take a few amateur fights, see how they go. Hopefully turn pro.
Okay. Now, how's training going? What's some of the stuff you're doing?
Training's going great. Actually, one of my good training partners, Sebastian, he's fighting in CFFC the weekend before Scrap. So we'll be in Philly for that.
Okay.
So we've
Well,
been having some good scraps in the gym. Been training hard.
what's some Pacific stuff you're doing?
We've been working on legs a lot recently. A lot of leg locks. And a lot of half guard passing. Really.
Okay. Now, what keeps you motivated in training camp?
Um, you know, uh, just getting ready for the next fight. And just like it keeps me hyped up for just getting ready.
How do you deal with losing a match or getting submitted in training?
It's all a learning experience. If you lose, you go back, you watch the videos, you see where you messed up, you see where you did good, and you take it all as a lesson.
Well, are you ever nervous before a match? Because typically a lot of people always have some nervous feeling.
Oh yeah, I'm nervous until it's weird. I'm nervous until I step onto the mat, and then it feels like home, like it's normal.
Now, what are three techniques every beginner should know?
Um, Definitely a double leg. I'm a wrestler. Gotta do double legs. Um, a decent arm bar from the guard, and probably how to pass guard. Passing guard is one of the most important things in jiu-jitsu, and not a lot of people.
Well, what's your favorite part about jiu-jitsu and your least favorite part?
um, my favorite part is probably it's probably competing. I love competing. My least favorite part is it's a hard one. Probably losing. Yeah.
Well, what is something like, say, skill-wise, right, that you're good at and bad at? Well, maybe not bad at, you have to work on.
Well, I say my wrestling and leg locks are really good, but I need to work on top pressure and like mount, especially. But
Well, oh, yeah.
besides that, maybe some more guard passing, like I said.
Well, who's some of the people you look up to?
I love watching Andrew Tackett. He's very high paced. He keeps the match going. It's very entertaining. That's what I'm trying to keep in jiu-jitsu, make it entertaining because a lot of people think it's boring. I like watching Nicky Rod, big guy, but he's also very entertaining. And just like the guys, the Rotolos, also very entertaining. They're entertaining guys.
Yeah, you need to make those highlight reels, get them out there, get a lot of
Yeah,
views.
exactly, exactly.
Well, how do you prepare a week before a tournament or something?
So usually the week before is whenever I'm hitting my big cut. I'm going probably 10 pounds cutting. So it's mainly focused on water, focusing on my opponent, seeing what I should do, certain techniques. Not training super hard the last like 2 days. Make sure to take it easy, and then the day before, just make sure I make weight.
Now, do you ever feel cutting weight affects you when you're in your match? Like maybe you feel a little sluggish, you feel a little something.
Most of the time, no, especially because most tournaments I do are day before weigh-in, so I get time to
Okay.
rehydrate and everything.
Okay. And what's something about competition that people watching from the outside don't realize?
There's a lot of technique that's like this just goes seen by because the normal person doesn't realize it. It's a lot of technique in it.
Hmm.
And uh, besides that, just like it's entertaining to like people that do it, but I can see how it can be boring to people that don't.
Now, what's the biggest mental lesson Jiu-Jitsu has taught you?
You like I said earlier, I used to losses used to get on me a lot more, but learning how to take a loss is very big. It's a big life lesson in my opinion, and it helped a lot.
What's the most intense match and what happened that you had?
Um, so it's actually probably at the last scrap. Uh, it's either with probably Brody. We had a good scrap. He was taking my back twice, and I had to pull it out of nowhere and just get an armbar in the last second. Or with Dalian, we just had a 6 minute scrap.
Well, give me some details about it. How was it going? All that.
Well, we started off, we wrestled and started off with a takedown, and dude, it was mainly a lot of leg exchanges, but neither of us ended up tapping, and it went to decision. I ended up winning the decision, and that was my first brown belt win, actually.
Okay. And overall, what is the biggest mistake you ever made?
Um, that's a hard one. Probably not taking opportunities that I should have.
Now, what is some advice your coaches are giving to you?
They're just telling me to keep myself level headed. Um, don't focus on the opponent too much. Focus on my own training, and yeah, just keep focusing, keep training hard.
Now, what is the biggest misconception about a BJJ fighter?
Um, Probably that was butt scoot any fight. A fight starts, we're gonna start butt scooting at him.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. If there's ever a jujitsu guy around, people just go up to them. What if I push you right now? What are you just gonna go hop on the ground and start dragging across like a dog?
Yeah, exactly.
Uh, what do you think about that? What if you had a guy come up to you like right now, push you, and say, "What are you gonna hop on the floor and scoot like a dog?" What would you do?
Well, man, I wrestled, so I should have blast double.
Yeah, street fights. You got to be careful for
Yeah,
wrestlers
yeah.
because yeah, cause like you're trying to hit them and then they'll attack. Like one time, right? I was in a street fight with this like 6 foot dude, like way bigger than me. Now we
Mm-hmm.
were just banging right here, and I was losing a little bit right here. So then he came forward, and then I did like a turn move. Like I got my leg behind him, and then I had him on the ground. Then I got his back, and then I started punching him like this, and I started choking him, and then going right here, and then I started beating him in.
Yeah, grappling's probably the most dangerous thing in a street fight because I feel like striking's a little bit more natural.
Yeah. And grappling, that helps you a lot because with bigger guys, again, they don't really know what to do.
And you know what they say: the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Yeah, they're too big to do anything once you get them in that chokehold.
Exactly, exactly.
So, what's been the biggest achievement of yourself overall?
Um, it's a big question. Um, I like to think it's oh, that's a hard question. Probably just like keeping myself at it. You know, not letting like after high school, not quitting like grappling in general, not quitting combat sports. Just keep pushing. Probably what I
Now,
take.
have you? Oh, yeah. No, keep
Probably
going.
what I take the most pride in.
Hmm. Now, have you been in a street fight before?
Yeah, back in high school, yeah. But
How's those? Yeah.
I've been in one street fight ever. We were swinging. I went down for the double, lifted him up, put him right on his back, took him out, and just started hammer fisting.
So you beat him up.
Yeah. It was in a trail right by my house.
What did the whole school say about you after that?
They didn't want anything to do with a wrestler after that. They figured out real quick you don't fight a wrestler.
So, tell me more about yourself as a person and all that.
Um, I'm 20 years old. I work blue collar work, so I can train. Every day work 9 to 5, so I can get into training every day. Trying to start doing some striking, so I can transition into the MMA game. And besides that, I just like to play the game, train, and that's pretty much it.
Well, what kind of job do you do?
I work on fire alarm systems. Yeah, I test fire alarm systems and security systems.
And is there anything else you would like to add? Because we got through all my questions.
No, not really. Besides, want to shout out my gym one more time, Charleston Gracie Jiu Jitsu, the best gym in Charleston. Shout out to them. Shout out Coach Mike and Coach James.
And everyone, today's podcast was sponsored by Long Island Boxing Charities. There's a fight in the ring, but there's also one outside of the ring, and they help with that fight outside of the ring because fighters a lot of time they have problems and they lose a certain amount of money over years and they struggle, and Long Island Boxing Charities helps them. And trust me, I seen them in the act. They throw parties and everything to get money. I seen it in the act before they even sponsored me. I was always watching them as a business and always like, man, maybe one day they could sponsor me, and here we go, they're sponsoring me. And very nice people. They got Matt, they got Tony, very nice people all together, and they just help fighters in need. And Montauk iced tea, everybody. This is a drink. This is their detox drink. Get it off of Amazon and eBay, ladies and gentlemen. It was nice to have you on.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me on.
All right, I'll see you.
All right, man. Have a good one.